Namaskar. I am Biju Dharmapalan and you are watching Science Time, a show that brings you the latest developments from the world of science and technology. Let's first look at some of the exciting stories. Scientists develop ants to sniff out cancer. Gene editing company hopes to bring Dodo back to life. Indian scientists develop affordable smart windows. Now let us see the news in detail. In an interesting study, scientists want to train insects to test humans for cancer. In a new study published in the journal Proceedings of Royal Society B, it was observed that ants could differentiate between the smell of urine from healthy mice and from mice with cancerous tumors. The research serves as a proof of concept demonstrating that ants could someday be used as a fast, inexpensive, and non-invasive tool for detecting cancer. Finding cancer early can increase people's chances of survival, but early detection methods can be both invasive and expensive. Instead, scientists have explored harnessing animals' olfactory systems to screen people for the disease. Tumor cells release volatile organic compounds that some animals can sniff out. In previous studies, dogs have detected volatile compounds from tumors in cell samples and body odors. And researchers showed one species of roundworm was attracted to some volatile compounds from cancer. While ants don't have noses, they have a highly developed sense of smell. The antennae atop their heads detect and release odors to find food, attack prey, and protect their young. Now let's move to next story. The dodo, a Mauritian bird last seen in the 17th century, will be brought back to at least a semblance of life if attempts by a gene editing company are successful. Gene editing techniques now exist that allow scientists to mine the dodo genome for key traits that they believe they can then effectively reassemble within the body of a living relative. Dodos are most closely related to pigeons according to sequencing of the proverbially dead bird's genome. The scientists in question said their work, beyond providing an insight into the extinct dodo's existence, could help inform the conservation of rare species that are not yet extinct. However, there is a fierce debate among biologists over whether this sort of research should be pursued. Colossal Biosciences, the gene editing company involved in this type of research, has already embarked on projects to revive the holy mammoth and the thylacine. But the dodo would be its first bird, which is significant as it means changing the gene editing technique to accommodate an external egg. This could bypass at least some of the ethical dilemmas for scientists. With the mammalian species, the technique requires implanting gene editing material into the reproductive system of an existing relatives of the species, such as an elephant in the case of mammoth. It could take many pregnancies in practice to create viable offspring from such a method. Performing the same technique on an egg-laying bird should be less stressful for the donor species. The researchers will be able to work with pigeon eggs and use genetic material from pigeons that can be modified to reflect key traits of dodo, including its flightlessness. But this will also be technically challenging as no one has yet managed to use gene editing for birds in this way. Now let's move to the next story. Indian scientists have developed a cost-effective polymeric electrochromic smart window that can store energy using hybrid transparent electrodes and carry out transparency switching. It can replace the costly traditional smart windows in modern structures. Electrochromic smart windows can potentially contribute to efficient power management of modern infrastructures. However, the high processing and material cost of such smart windows, especially the traditional ones made of tin-doped indium oxide, have resulted in limited market uptake. Now, scientists from Bangalore-based Center for Nano and Soft Matter Sciences and Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research have found a cost-effective solution by utilizing a chemically synthesized conducting polymer, polymethoxyaniline, as an electrochromic layer over a low-cost transparent conducting electrode to form a smart window. The device was made cost-effective by utilizing the concept of hybrid electrode, where the required ITO thickness is brought down to 60 nanometer from 280 nanometer without compromising its performance. This work, carried out by Professor G.U. Kulkarni, Dr. Asutosh K. Singh and others, was recently published in the Journal of Material Chemistry A. The electrochromic device exhibited an excellent optical contrast of 57% between colored and transparent states. It has a rapid switching ability and can perform several transparency switches as well as charging-discharging cycle, that is energy storage, without any degradation in performance of the device. Let's move to Science Quest segment. The question for this week's Science Quest is, what is green comet? An exotic comet known as green comet is causing excitement this week. This particular comet is called C/2022 E3 or ZTF and was discovered by astronomers in March 2022 at the Zwicky Transient Facility in California. It has been nicknamed the Green Comet because of its verdant glow and is thought to have come from the Oort cloud. The Oort cloud is believed to be a big spherical region of outer space enveloping our sun, consisting of innumerable small objects such as comets and asteroids. While some comets are relatively frequent visitors, like Halley's comet turns up every 76 years on average, the C/2022 E3 or ZTF orbits the sun every 50,000 years. In other words, the last time it would have been visible from Earth was in the Stone Age, when not just modern humans but Neanderthals too may have directed their gaze starwards. The green glow isn't unique to this comet, although it is an interesting feature. The phenomenon is thought to arise from the interaction between light from the sun and diatomic carbon. Diatomic carbon is an unstable gaseous form of the element in which carbon atoms are bounded together in pairs. Scientists say it is formed on the head of the comet when larger carbon-based substances are broken down by sunlight as the comet approaches the sun. When diatomic carbon is excited by ultraviolet rays, it gives off light, resulting in the green comet that has been seen surrounding the nucleus of the comet. However, the ultraviolet light can also cause diatomic carbon to break down. According to experts, this is why the tail of the comet is not green. With this, we come to the end of this edition of Science Time. Keep sending your feedback and suggestions through email. Our email ID is indiascience@vigyanprasad.gov.in. We will be back with more exciting stories from the world of science next week. Stay tuned to India Science.